You ever know when you have like one of those days where literally the breeze will go off and you're just about to like throw down? I have had one of those days today. I need things to be calm. I need things to be at ease. And I also need to feel like I have control of things. I wouldn't say I'm a control freak necessarily, but if I'm counting on it to be fucking like sunny outside and it starts raining, like girl, I'm pissed the fuck off because like I left my umbrella at home. Like, you know what I mean? I'm one of those people. So I just like a little bit of predictability. Hashtag autism 101. There's something about a routine and there's something about like knowing how shit's gonna play out. It's very much like when you go to a horror movie and you're like looking up the spoilers. So like, okay, when's the jump scare gonna be? Like, I love that. Love going to a restaurant and ordering the same thing every time. Love, love, love that kind of stuff. And also, I love taking similar like routes and similar like walking past places because I've done it before. I know there's no boogeyman out there. I almost get down to the point that I play the same albums for different things of my life. For example, like I have a shower album. Love playing that shower. Like, girl, when you see my Spotify Wrapped, like it is wrapped. Like it is literally just the shower album and the bedtime album. I do have some friends though that they'll play like like box fan sound effect and that'll always be like in their Spotify Wrapped. It'll be like, you loved the shit out of this artist and like you should go see him on tour, and it's like box fan sound effect. I'm like, okay, right. But I'm not that bad, I guess. But the point of it being, today and kind of the past couple of days has been one of those things where I'm just like out of sorts and out of my fucking routine. And for example, I lost my credit card. And if you're out there and you have my credit card, I canceled it. So good luck, Robin. But at the same time, I have been using Apple Pay. Like, I am a true Apple Pay believer, and I've been using Apple Pay like a fucking maniac. And then I just realized literally yesterday that I do not remember the last time I saw my physical card. And I'm like, oh. Like, oh, okay. Like, cause you can't steal Apple Pay. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can rob my Apple Pay unless they like rob my phone. But like, yeah, I realized I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. And also like Lollapalooza is this week, and as of the time of recording this video, like I do not have my wristbands yet, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna have to hop the fence. Like, I'm literally, I'm just in that place right now that I got a new phone today. Because my stubborn ass like refused to upgrade. I have been due for an upgrade since, oh my God, like my phone is probably from 2018. Like, girl, it is on nuts and bolts mode. Like, it actually, like, smoke is coming out of it. Like, Steve Jobs is like, please, like, he's like begging me to like get a new phone. So I finally got a new phone, but I accepted that change. I'm like, this change is gonna be okay. But then I lost my credit card. I lost my sanity. I don't have my Lala wristbands. Yeah. So all of that happened, right? And it may feel like the world is coming down. Girl, the world is beating me up right now. Have you seen the video of the girl where she's like, the whole world kicked my ass? And they said, get Wendy's.
When I was a day old, the government killed me because they said I was Al-Qaeda with a pussy.
That's how I feel right now. Like the whole world just kicked my ass. But then I thought about it, right? And so I wonder, like, girl, that's the thumbnail. Like, then I wondered, right? It's a lesson. It's a life lesson. One really big life lesson. And that made me sit on what today's episode was going to be. And I just want to talk about lessons. Daddy lessons, right? If y'all love Beyonce like I love Beyonce. We're going to talk about some daddy lessons today. Lessons that I have learned so far at the ripe age of 25. This is my Adele year. Clearly she went through some shit, right? And she went through her lessons by this time, and I feel like I have my lessons. And the series of unfortunate events, girl, I lived for that book series. Side note, like, if it's a good series if it gets my ass to crack open a book, and it's Boxcar Children and Series of Misfortunate Events. Girl, both of those I was reading like I was licking my fingers and like turning the pages, like flames coming off my. But like, Series of Misfortunate Events today, like the negative dominoes that went down. Yeah, I felt like I was under attack today. I took a step back, and this leads me to lesson number one. You are not the first person to deal with whatever the shit is that you're going through. Someone else in the world has lost their credit card this week. Someone else in the world has had a breakup this week, right? Someone else has had something happen where they got kicked in the balls, either metaphorically or physically, and they carried on. Some people gave up, but a lot of people carried on, right? I say this because when I lost my credit card, I literally was like, oh, Amex is actually going to shoot me in the head and they're going to tell me like, good luck and get a job. And I messaged them. Well, my mother messaged them, but I messaged, girl, you know when some shit is serious and you have to recruit the mom. And girl, it is when I need my social security number, and it's when I need to do anything revolving doctor's appointments, a new phone, and anything I need to get my life together. I'm like, I don't know what 401k is. Like, girl, I need help. That was a moment today. I was literally like, I need help, right? So the credit card, we're talking to Amex and they are literally like, yeah, it's fine. We'll send you a new one. Oh, okay. And they're like, do you use Apple Pay? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, you can keep using the card. Like, don't worry about it. We'll just like, we'll cancel out everything, but we'll let you keep using Apple Pay. Like, don't worry about it. Girl, you talk about aftercare. You talk about the man rubbing your back after y'all have fun. They did some aftercare for me. Like, they made me feel okay. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, okay, literally whatever it is that I am facing, it may seem so fucking serious in the moment, but then I'm like, take a moment in the aftermath and I'm like, literally everyone has probably gone through this before. It so feels isolating, right? And a lot of times, like when I was younger, like past even like 5 years, it was getting to the point where anything that happened to me, I didn't like want to share about it because it made me feel like, girl, I'm getting beat down and like I'm admitting defeat right now. But what I realized is every time I talked about a problem that I was facing with one of my friends, they'd be like, yeah, girl, that happened to me last week. I'm like, my number 2 lesson. Girl, I feel like Mel Robbins. Y'all know Mel Robbins. Girl, I feel like Mel Robbins right now.
Every human being
like,
has
we need to make sure and edit this. Like, whenever I give really good advice, I feel like Mel Robbins. It's like, girl, the music starts dimming down. I start leaning in. I'm like, you're going to be okay. And you got to stop. Like, I get so serious. Like, but anyway, my number 2 when it comes to lessons that I've learned at 25, it's time to stop the blame game. Girl, it is time to stop the blame game. And a lot of things are other people's fault. We need to go ahead and address that. A lot of things are other people's fault. Like, right, the roads are bad. Girl, I'm going to blame the government. That ain't my fault. I didn't lay down the road. Like, you know what I mean? All that shit. But the thing is, when you get in this pattern of like a blame game, girl, I'm more out of control now. What do you mean everything that's wrong in my entire life is somebody else's fault? I'm like, well, damn, what should I do? Just go to bed? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, should I go play in traffic? Like, what should I do? I started to realize that even if I do have the complex that everything is everyone else's fault, which, girl, be so serious, right? But like, even if that is my complex, okay, if I even claim or take responsibility for one or two of those things, damn, do I feel in control. It's embarrassing, it's humbling, it's humiliating, it's all the things. But I feel 100% more in control of a situation when I say, you know what, where could I have stepped up? Where could I be the dad who stepped up, like in this situation? Versus being like, well, that's their problem, there's the fix. It's like, girl, if you stop the blame game and start taking shit into your own hands and fixing what you can, or at least taking control in some ways, it clears out of your head and your subconscious so much quicker. I hate being wrong because, girl, it's a stab in the gut. But at the same time, when I just accept that I'm wrong about some shit, I get over it. Versus when I'm like, well, that's her. Every day I wake up bright and early and I go, yeah, it was her, wasn't it? And like, I keep going through that cycle versus the times that I'm like, okay, it's me. Now let me work it out. Let me figure it out. Let me work it out. Reclaiming these things and trying to like make it better for yourself is literally the biggest love letter to yourself ever. I know that we get in this train that we're talking about like accountability, and we talk about like sticking up for ourselves, and that's maturity, right? Is like, my friend didn't text me back for 3 days, so I'm going to kick her ass and I'm going to block her. Okay, right. But how about we like take it into our own hands and maybe we text them? Girl, I get that that's a sensitive topic. But you feel so much better in a way if you take the initiative on these things versus being like, well, you never reached out to me. All right, girl, we all want our final boss moment and our villain moment, you know, Despicable Me 12. Like, we want to feel that, but at the same time, it's like, girl, let's just get the shit on the road and get over it and move forward. My third lesson that I learned, girl, we are flying through these. Mel Robbins on steroids, girl. But it's a really simple phrase. Vulnerability will get you further than perfectionism ever will. Raise your hand if you're a damn perfectionist. Girl, put that hand up and, you know, we're like stretching out our fingers, right? We're like making sure our elbows are right. Like everything has to be so damn curated and like perfect and like fine-tuned and refined right now. And it is one thing to care about yourself. Girl, I get it. You take some time with that skincare routine. You take some time to make sure you take care of yourself. That's beautiful. But at the same time, sometimes you just got to let it rip. I have learned going into 25 and like going forward that like, honey, we are not getting any younger. You are never going to be as bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as you once were at 21. But there's a thing about, girl, we were just talking about Pedro Pascal, of course, before we started filming. And it's like, the thing is, look at young photos of him and look at old photos of him. Girl, sometimes your prime is ahead of you. Right? Optimist. Like your prime is ahead of you. So this idea of chasing perfection, this idea of like, girl, I want to be this perfect version of myself. Whatever you think is the perfect version is probably in the past, right? It's not this dream person you're thinking of 9 times out of 10. No, it's like, oh, I remember when I had a really good hair day 3 years ago. I remember when I looked like this, my body looked like that, I dressed like this. It's all about nostalgia. It's like going back to when you think shit was really good. The gag is, in that moment when shit was really good, you were thinking about 2 years in the past. You were thinking about your body 2 years ago from that point. So shit, you're telling me my prime was what, when I was 4 months old? Like, girl, I'm 4 months old. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like, the thing that I've realized is whatever the mood is of that day is you. As stupid as that fucking sounds, the current you is you. Sure, it's okay to be inspired by your past self or inspired by this potential, but at the same time, I feel like the vulnerability of just saying, shit, me today is who I am. Girl, my credit card crash out earlier. I would love to say that today was butterflies and like, it really wasn't. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think that's why we're having the 17 lessons we've learned from life today, because it's like, those are the moments that I am the most myself. The ugly, the bad, the big bad wolf of it all, girl, it is like, those are still me. And I think it's vulnerable to admit that. It's really fucking vulnerable to be that way in front of other people. And I think it's really fucking vulnerable to be like, yeah, this is me, Greatest Showman. Like, not like, I'm sorry, I'm having a bad moment. Girl, fuck that shit. Yeah, it's a bad moment, but girl, everybody has bad moments. If you got somebody in your life that never goes through anything bad, girl, they have scratches in their walls and they got they got bullet holes in the glass. Because I guarantee when they're behind closed doors, they're fucking shit up. Like, we all got bad moments. So that's the thing. I feel like this chasing this idea of perfectionism, this whatever, I think there's so much more beauty and you're going to get so much further along when you just embrace that, like, the flavor of the day is truly what you are, the vulnerability. It's not the only thing you are. We talked about that a lot in the anxiety episode. You're not the anxious self, but I think it's okay to admit that, like, shit, the bad day is still you. And, like, the vulnerability of that, it gets you a hell of a lot further than walking around, I'm perfect, girl. Let's just save that shit. Wrap that shit up. Number 4. This one, oh, honey, turn your volume up. Crank that shit up. You are allowed to evolve out loud. The things that you care about, the music you like. If you're dyeing your hair, you're changing up your outfit, changing up your friend group, moving to a new city. Girl, maybe you pick up sewing and knitting. You are allowed to scream that shit from the rafters. I think hair change is a huge one. Girl, there is nothing like a girl getting on Instagram and being like, new hair. Or, it's, you know, whatever, girl, whatever. What's like, this summer's gonna be banging. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever done like a bang debut and they're like, this summer's gonna be banging. It's like, go ahead, admit it. It's screaming out from the rooftops. You're like, I've changed, I've evolved. A lot of times we get to this place that we're like ashamed to be perceived different or ashamed to be like, you know, when people are like, oh, you switched up. Like when somebody says you've switched up, it's like, why the hell haven't you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, there's a thing about being a negative switch up, but I think a lot of times, like if you're true on your shit, you have your core friends, you have your principles, you have those things, right? But maybe getting out of this pattern that you've been in, either a destructive pattern or even like, girl, just moving to a new town. You don't have to fucking hate your town to have to move. Sometimes just a refreshing like change or whatever. But I feel like this idea of evolving, girl, especially in our 20s, evolving, talk about it takes nerve, evolving out loud, shit. There is no quicker checkup with the people in your life than when you do something different to yourself, or when you get a piercing or a tattoo or a hair change, or even something where you're like, shit, I'm in a new relationship. If everybody starts like, like whatever, it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm the one going through the shit. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, like I just feel like that's a really good test of people in your life. And, you know, not everything's about everybody else, but we all care. Like, girl, it's not even giving narcissists. It's like we all care what people think at the end of the day. But evolving out loud, shit. Fuck this whole thing about I'm going to keep everything to myself and do a soft launch and do all these things. Yeah, there's a thing about like the power is in what you think about shit, but it's also okay for you to just stand 10 toes down and be like, okay, here's how I'm evolving. Here's what's changed. I don't fuck with that anymore. You know what? Maybe I don't want to go to the club every night. Well, we haven't quite evolved that way yet, right? But it's like maybe those are things, and you have to check with your friends because when the friends are like, wow, you're so different. You're a librarian now, girl. Maybe I'm just sick of going to the damn club every fucking year. Like every fucking month, every fucking week, every fucking year. It's like, girl, we're going to get to a point eventually. It's like, damn, what kind of club do I want to go to? Like, maybe like a book club. Like, girl, like maybe I want to go to something like, you know, like a something else, like some Golden Girls shit. Like maybe I don't want to go to the club every night and do bottle service. I will tell you what. Talk about essential workers. Can we please talk about the clubs where they have bottle girls where they're holding the signs up and it's like, happy birthday, Trevor, like whatever. It's like, I respect our girls in bikinis, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like I would be so like embarrassed, like booking like having to either getting a bottle service booked for me and the other thing is, girl, fuck a bottle service. I had bottle service at home. Like I already did that. Pokemon Go to the Bulls. Like, girl, I already have bottle service at home. So I'm kind of like, I don't need to pay $80 just so you can come over here with the sign and like whatever. It's like, girl, I already did that in the gas station parking lot. Like we already got that done. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's not one of the lessons I've learned. That's just kind of a side little thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess they evolve out loud too. I don't know. They do their thing, right? Number 5. It's okay to be the damn joke. It is okay to be the damn joke. Girl, if you have people around you that feel comfortable poking the damn bear and making fun of you, personally, it's my love language, right? Want to be fluent in your love language. Where's my Kalani stands out there? But it's like, personally, that is a love language to me. If somebody knows you well enough and feels like comfortable enough with you to like really like throw some shit at you, and a lot of times it's like deep cuts. For me, I mean, shit, I've already laid out my lore. If somebody was like, all right, don't wet the bed now, I'd be like, because I think I'd be shocked as fuck. But one, it's like you went there, but also like, oh, I love you. Like, thank you for going there, right? Somebody is like, you know, I'm like, should I change? And they're like, what else you got? You know, it's like, imagine, and I'm sure we've all had those seasons, right? Where it's like you ask for somebody's advice and then they give you honest advice and you're like, well, fuck you, you know, like, but really, there is no greater compliment than being the joke. Now, you obviously need to make sure that people are, why did I just do that? But you got to be making sure people are taking you serious too. That's a given. Girl, not everything has to be this whole like fucking, you know, Mel Robbins of it all. But like what I'm saying is like, obviously you need to be taken serious and like people need to care about you and like your emotional moments and like, you know, they need to have like a conscious thing. But like the idea of being the joke sometimes is like such a compliment. It's like, sure, it's main character complex, but it's also like people care about you and love you enough to like want to shake you up a little bit. Girl, I used to be so obsessed with this idea that like I wanted to be taken serious and I wanted this, but like a lot of times for me, which to my people that were bullied there in middle school and high school, hold my hand. But like for those of us that got bullied for something that like we either, for me it was the fact that people thought I had a little sugar in my tank, which I don't know where the hell they got that from, but it's like, people were judging me and doing some shit. So I always felt like comedy was my way to get people on my side. So like literally it was like if I made a man laugh and then I was like, you know what? You're pretty cool. Your gay ass. It's like, oh, thank you. Like, girl, it's like, that's how you got him on your side in a lot of ways. So for me, my quick wit and my like comedy muscle came from like a necessity of like fitting in, right? So I think sometimes when people flip the joke on you and they start poking at you again, it makes that little sensor go off that you're like, what's going on? Like, am I in control? Am I not in control? Am I the joke or am I making the joke? It's like, girl, it's okay to be the punchline sometimes, especially with this people you love. But for those of us, like I said, those of us that have been bullied, I think that's a hard muscle to get over. So much of me, like I've had the beauty of like reconnecting with a lot of like straight men in my life, like since, the more I've evolved out loud, #evolve out loud, the more I've evolved out loud, like I've gotten closer to a lot of like straight men and kind of reclaimed my relationship with them because honestly, it's like, I can make fun of them. It's like, oh, girl, shut up. You didn't even wash your bed sheets, whatever. Like, you got one pillow on your bed. And they'll be like, yeah, you got your Tinkerbell shoes on. Imagine if I'm like, fuck you. Like, no, like we have to be okay. Like, that's when it really gets We Are the World, Michael Jackson, is when you can make a joke about somebody, they can make a joke about you, and then you keep on laughing and keep on rocking. And I feel like that's been a big lesson that I've learned so far is, like, it is okay to be the damn joke. And actually, you're so much happier when you just accept that shit. All right, kids, we're getting a little serious now. I ain't even counting no more. I don't even remember where the fuck we're at, but this one's serious, okay? Not everybody deserves access to you. Honey, I know it is very ironic that my ass is saying that, but here's the thing. I have a part of my day that is solely for me every day. And I think for me, I used to be obsessed with this idea. You know that shit your mom used to tell you where it's like about friends, it's like quality over quantity. It's like you don't need to have 30,000 friends. I don't know why like we were so obsessed with that. I feel like it's like growing up in that Facebook age where it was like, how many friends do I got? Like how many followers we got? It's like so obsessed with this idea of like quantity. When you really get into that quality over quantity mindset, it's like, girl, I really only want like 5 people to know my immediate tea. For example, sharing my location. Girl, I don't share my location with that many people. If I do, right, I'd probably share my location with a lot more people. But it's who I immediately am like, I want them to have full access to me. It's giving 50 Shades. Like, it's like, I want them to have access to all of me. I haven't watched that movie in a while. Girl, that's a whole other. Not everybody deserves access to you. It's like, girl, who wants access? Like, the fuck? But no, I feel like there's this level of like, we feel almost a stress, especially for us extroverts out there, girl. People are like, of course you're good being close with me and telling me, so what's your social security number? It's like, all right. And my ass back in the day would be like, 01. Girl, I'd spit it. And now I'm kind of realizing, like, the past couple years, I've realized that, like, I feel very stretched out and almost like, I feel like emotionally drained when I'm, like, kind of dumping to everyone. Part of this, which this is kind of a double hitter, right? I think not everybody deserves access, and you shouldn't grant access to everyone, right? Like, girl, I know we want to be close with people, but it's like, damn, people should be okay just, like, hanging out with you. Like, they don't need to, like, hear every emotional weakness. Like, they don't need the childhood trauma, girl. It's like, we can keep it, like, in the shallow. The other point that kind of piggybacks on that, you do not always have to dig your trauma up for people. We kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago, but I, like, literally the other day had a really, really, really crazy moment that I've realized that, like, I'm getting mature as fuck because, like, as I'm sitting here, like, cowboy boots and, like, panties and, like, my coffee. We so mature right now. But, like, you hear me. I had a moment the other day that, like, I was with someone, they were talking, they were really being emotional, they were really diving into history, they were in that mode, right? And personally, I was not in that mode. I was in the mode to have a good night and not think about that shit. I tried. I tried to dig up the nostalgia. I tried to trauma dump. I tried to do all the things. And you know when you're talking and you're just like, girl, I'm not making any fucking sense. And you start to get frustrated because it's like, I can't articulate what the fuck I'm saying. So now I look like an idiot. So I was like, yeah, I've been through hard times too. I remember my ex texted me and he said go away. And like I did. I swear to God, that's how I sounded. So then I'm beating myself up because I'm like, damn, here I just got like a world-renowned like therapy session and like spill and like a beautiful session with my who I'm with. And then I like tried to do it back and I'm like, now I'm just sounding like I just wanted to talk. Like, and now I'm just sounding like, girl, like sometimes you can just nod your head and like, thank you for sharing. And if they're looking at you like you can share too, my response was, you know, I'm really having a good day today. It's not that shit didn't go down. I just don't feel the need to bring that shit up tonight. You know what the response was? Oh, yeah, of course. That's okay. I'm like, okay, great. I didn't have to go trauma for trauma. Like, we could go bam for bam. Like, I didn't even have to go trauma for trauma, like, for real. There's some nights, girl, I am in the mood to trauma dump till the cows come home. But then there's sometimes where you're like, you know, sometimes you don't really have to dig shit up for people. Sometimes you can just be like, you know what? I'm okay living in the happy moment and I don't have to dig it up. It's not that you're like avoiding things or that it's like you're too fucked up to speak. It's like, girl, maybe I just don't want to talk about it. So kind of part of that lately for me has been this idea of like everything in the world being so like damn detrimental right now, which like, girl, like turn on the fucking news challenge. But like everything has been so detrimental. And I think a part of me is been obsessed with like involving myself in like hope core spaces. Hope core does not mean that the reality does not still exist and that we should keep an ear to it. I think what it means is it's like giving yourself a break and giving yourself a breath. Girl, it is so damn overstimulating and like so overwhelming to be alive in the times that we're at right now. Let's talk about it. So I think sometimes we deserve to have those spaces that we escape into and those spaces that we like kind of refill our tank. That's the word I've been using. So I talked about it a couple episodes ago, but there is an Instagram called 3.5%. I'm going to link it below. 3.5% has been pretty much I want to say hope core mecca, but also like a reality check in a lot of ways. It takes the stories that we're seeing and then it gives a 1-2 of saying, okay, we know that this is fucking devastating. Let's do something about it. Really good organizing on their end. But I have found this way of like almost escaping this trauma dumped, hopeless mindset that it's so easy to tap into. And mind you, I think it's really important to tap into that mindset too. I think it's okay to sit in the dread of a situation, right? But at the same time, like we need a moment to refill our tanks and think shit is going to be okay. Maybe not now, maybe not next week, but eventually. And yeah, I literally talked about them a few weeks, but like it's become such a like a part of my day looking at the kind of news stories that they're sharing and trying to look forward towards better, more positive headspaces. Because girl, if we spiral in the dread, it gets so dark so quick. And I don't think hope core is not reality. I think hope core is purposeful escapism. So 3.5%. I'm going to link them below, but yeah, cannot plug them enough. That's been great for like refilling my tank. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Next thing. This one's a little bit more like abstract, right? Like a little bit more like we need to put the thing of like Squidward when he's going through like the abstract art zone. But like, I feel like that right now. But I saw this phrase the other day and I'm like absolutely like obsessed with it. And it was on Pinterest, right? So this one's a pretty recent one. And I'm not going to lie, that's kind of cool because we're talking about like the lessons I've learned going into 25. Who am I fooling, girl? Benjamin Button. Like, you're like, hold on. But like lessons I've learned by 25, right? But this one's like literally lessons, hashtag still learning. Attention is a fleeting thing, right? We are in an attention-based economy. Like, girl, look at me. Do I need to put Temple Run down here, right? Intimacy is an outlasting thing. Intimacy is something that is separate from attention. Hear me out. I told you it's this abstract shit. When I think attention, I think of like reaching out to somebody, texting them, hey, are you on my mind? Like, hey, we haven't talked today, like whatever. Like there's a thing of attention. Like sometimes, girl, we all need attention, right? Like Like, girl, you know what I mean? Like, we want attention. But, like, at the same time, intimacy, true knowing of someone. And when I say intimacy, I'm not just talking like 50 Shades. I am talking, there's 50 Shades counter too. We need to put that in the corner. But intimacy can be like friends too. Intimacy can be like people in your life that you can go 3 months without talking and you still know that they care about you and whatever, and that they have a genuine like affection and like attention towards your needs and thinking about you. That is intimacy for me. I have been so rooted in this idea of like trusting that things are okay, for one, trusting that I don't need to fight to be like thought about and cared for and loved and like appreciated by people. And I don't need to go to desperate measures. Look at me, text me, look at me. I don't need to go there, because actually, a lot of times when we are like craving for that attention and we're doing desperate things to get those attention, we feel even shittier when we do get the attention. Like in the aftermath, it's like, girl, it's like a quick hit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a quick drug. And then you're like, it wore off. What else? When you have true intimacy with like the people in your life and like this thing of like a trust almost, it's lasting way longer than that temporary attention would have ever impacted you. It's lasting. It's this stretch of just almost like a through line of energy with the person, right? I promise I did not smoke today. Like, we are really getting there, but like, I need you to know, you can test me. Like, I'll pee in a cup. Like, I did not smoke today. Like, but it's like very like this intimacy of just knowing someone and trusting that you are a part of their life, that you are in their head, you're in their heart in some way. And when I do hear from you, or when I do hear from your friend from 3 months, like that you never talked to, like whatever, oh my God, it means so much more. Because I wasn't like lighting off fireworks in our text to be like, hello, like, nah, hey, but like from a distance, hey. Finding that with people, one, that's maturity. Girl, that is big maturity. Two, it's letting that anxious self shut off for a minute and being like, girl, I don't need to like fight to be loved and fight to know that I'm cared for. I just need to trust. Another lesson that is kind of about nurturing that anxious self. I think we get in this obsession of like, I don't feel like I'm being cared for. I don't feel like I'm being listened to. I don't feel like whatever. And I've been really obsessed with like being a really good listener lately. As simple as that fucking is, nothing means more to me than when someone remembers like a really like little intricate detail or something I told them in passing, like really casual. Like, girl, we're half asleep and I mumbled something, and then 2 weeks later you're like, oh yeah, you told me about that. I'm like, right. I was totally okay repeating it 12 times because I don't expect anyone to retain any information like about anything. Like, I'm horrible with names. That is one thing. But when someone is like, yeah, of course I know you. Like, here's your name. I'm like, because I think I just hold everything to my standard where I'm like, girl, I don't know shit. Like, I don't know anything. Like, girl, I bumped my head. But like, I feel like taking care of others or doing things for others, but also wanting to be cared for, both are equally important. For me, growing up, I was like obsessed with this idea of being cared for. Like, I wanted everyone to show up for me, pick me, choose me, love me. Like, I wanted that so bad. And like, girl, don't get me wrong, I still want that shit. But like, at the same time, being a good friend, good son, good partner, really putting your energy towards doing the little things for somebody, sometimes it hits almost twice as much as being cared for. Like, girl, like let's break down the love language, right? But like, sometimes literally just putting your energy towards taking care of others, that's how you know we're really on that empath shit. Because that hits just as much. And I feel like younger me needed to hear that. Girl, not everything is about what the fuck you want people to do for you. It's like, damn, like, go do shit for other people. And then by the time you get back, like, I swear to God, the universe gives you a package. And that's not the reason you should do it. But I will tell you, like, a lot of times, if you focus a good chunk of your energy on others, shit gravitates your way. That's the universe. That's God. That's everything. Like, but do you know what I mean? It's almost like this system of like being a good human then therefore reflects good human shit onto you. This is probably my final thing I want to take the cows home with. Timing is everything. And sometimes it just takes time. I don't know where that resonates for you. I don't know if you like, whoa, like I just felt that. Like whatever. You're not broken. You're not left out. Girl, it's not like Noah's Ark left and they left you behind with, you know, whatever fucking animal didn't make it on. It's not like you're being punished or cursed. And it's not that it's incapable or impossible for you. Sometimes it just takes time. And when it does happen, damn, do it feel good. This has been a very Mel Robbins adjacent episode of Tangent, but I hope you enjoyed. I'm really curious to hear what lessons resonated with you, and I'm also really curious to hear if you have any lessons you want to share with me. You're like, girl, fix that hair. I know, but like, you like send me stuff. But please like and subscribe if you have not yet. And I will see y'all next Tuesday.